Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Hopefully, you guys can hear me well. I'm in a good place. I think I'm in a good place. So hopefully you guys can hear me well. Um, about the goal, YouTube suggested it, and I wanted to do something a bit childish and funny. So I set a goal, and I guess I'll finally, because BGS been waiting for this for like damn near plus years, finally take the picture of me facing the TV, watching my 600-pound life. So that's what I set it for. And I guess as YouTube posts these things, because it suggested it to me, and I was like, what? I guess I didn't want to do anything serious. Um, Kind of wanted to do something a bit funny and whatever. So y'all oblige if you want to. If you don't, then no harm, no foul. All right. Hopefully you guys checked out the links. Oh boy. So why didn't anyone tell Z? Right? So the Breakfast Club had a question about why are women so getting divorced so easily nowadays, right? And as if y'all can notice, it easily turned from why are women so the question is, why should men get married when women leave so easily? So that is the question, right? Why should men get married when women leave so easily? So that is the question. If y'all notice, the question quickly turned into why women should leave, period. Why women do leave, period. So I just want to stress how much these type of questions in this type of framing in particular absolutely enrages Z. Talking about being in your feelings. Because we refuse to speak about women. And it's funny because they mention agency in this conversation, but they refuse to speak about women like they actually have agency, and they divorce men because of the money. The number one reason, it's not because of infidelity and then the money. Let's be very clear. It's because of the money, period. Listening to Charlemagne speak, listening to DJ Envy speak, listening to Jess Hilarious speak, listening to the caller speak, I'm like, as I said earlier today, it's frightening when black people of all people, don't have their ears to the streets, when they don't really grasp what's going on, when they really don't appreciate the numbers. The number one reason for divorce in America is not infidelity. That's number two. It's the money. In other words, you're leaving for the money, not because he cheated and he's broke, because he's broke, or because he does earn good money, but it's not enough for you as a woman. Charlemagne also says marriage actually is on the decline in America. Yes, because fewer people are getting married. And the people that are getting married, and more importantly, staying married, are the financially well endowed men. In other words, the women are marrying men with good money, and they're not leaving them, or they're less likely to leave them. When women survey the landscape and they see, wait a minute, my options are limited to the men that earn similar to me or less. I just won't get married. That's why, dear Charlemagne, that's why. Huh? If y'all go through the links, you'll see Dr. Scott Galloway say something like 70%, it's something like 70 to 80% actually, of women file for divorce. And if she's college educated, 90% of divorces are filed by her for college educated folks. It's because of the money. It's because of America selling Disney princess fairy tale dreams to women for decades now. And those women getting married not because of love. Ooh, god damn, you said that out loud, Z. But because of status and upward mobility and what they think he should be doing. Oops. Or what he's going to do. Yikes. Or what he's going to be. Oh. Huh? All of the things she expects from you that she never tells you about. Huh? All of the expected but not told expectations she has of you. Expectations, expected expectations. Did you really say that, Z? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And by the way, thank you, Indigo. Indigo gave us for the previous stream the term that I was looking for, the words that I was looking for that May said on Obsidian's channel was cruel tutelage. Thank you, Indigo. You looked out. So for those of you that caught the previous stream, the word that or the term that I was looking for was cruel tutelage, and it was right there, but I just couldn't get it out. I couldn't take that next step for the term. So thank you to Indigo who remembered exactly what Z was speaking about, and that's what I want to say it was May, but it could have been someone else who somewhat frequents these spaces, a woman, black woman, who said that black men put black women through a cruel tutelage. So yeah, thank you, Indigo, for that. Thank you. Right. But yeah, the reason why this enrages Z is because we speak about women like they don't have an agenda, like they don't have their own desires and things that they look forward to and things that they want and things that they expect, right? Things that they expect that they often don't speak about, things that they expect that they sometimes speak about. And upward mobility, extreme upward mobility because of marriage is one of those things, right? And I want to stress this. What we have here are tons of women who are divorcing men or aren't getting married in the first place because of the money. Not because of character flaw in the men, not because the men are cheating, but because the men don't earn enough for her. Right? Right? I want to stress this. And y'all give me a second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Right? So listening to Charlemagne speak, listening to DJ Envy speak, listening to Jess Hilarious speak, listening to whoever they bought in the call speak, the narrative quickly became about why women are divorcing. And it's once again these men that cheat and women don't have to deal with it anymore because women make their own money. Once again, specifically for Black and Latinos, who are mainly the people that listen to 103, I said 103, sorry, that listen to Breakfast Club in the morning. It's mainly Black and Latinos. Single and childless Latina women and single and childless Black women have the least amount of wealth in America. So, yeah, about that. Right? Yes, Dinks. Was it dual income, no children, no kids? Yeah, dual income, no kids. Yeah, yeah. And burpees, boopies, or whatever. Which one is that? I don't. I might have heard of it before, but I don't remember it. Tro. Dink, I remember is dual income, no kids. Yeah, I remember that one. Right. Blue Contrail. Goddamn, name of you and Beck. Damn name. Right. So we have to be very clear what this actually is. Once again, we can't speak about women as if women could be bad characters, as if women could have agendas that are all about material. We try so hard not to put women, namely Black women, we try so hard not to levy negative stereotypes on them that when they actually are engaging in the negative stereotype, we don't really know what to do. Now, the Black Manosphere know what to do, say what it is, but everyone else is like, oh, okay, she's actually okay, she's divorcing for money. Okay, what are we supposed to what are we supposed to say? Because that's part of the sexist trope. But she's actually doing so. What are we? Huh? Okay, black yuppies. Okay, okay, thank you, Tro. Right. So when women, Black women, marry for implied upward mobility, and then divorced because what they expected or what they wanted or what they desired, which often isn't spoken about, didn't come to fruition, and they divorced that man not because he cheated, but because of the money. The black community is like, okay, listen, ma'am, could you come up with a really good excuse on why you know what? We don't even need the good excuse. Just come up with a good excuse. See, you know what? We don't even need the good excuse. Just come up with an excuse on why you divorced, and we'll just, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Huh? Uh-oh. It's insane. The question quickly went from why should men get married when women leave so easily to why women leave. Even when y'all try to explain why women leave, y'all start off wrong. Excuse me. Y'all start off right and end up wrong, better yet. Huh? Oh boy. Huh? And Shug, thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the cash app. Huh? And what are black men supposed to do with that? What are men writ large supposed to do with that? What are black men in specific supposed to do with that? Right? And Mr. Shakti says, just seeing your goal, Z. I can't super chat anymore, but send to Cash App. It's okay, brother. I just went along with it because YouTube suggests that I do all type of things for the money, and it feels weird and icky. I'm not even gonna lie. Right? I do my whole, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and that's about as far as I feel comfortable going talking about money on my channel. It feels weird, so I made it something kind of lighthearted with the super chat goal. I'll finally take the picture, and it's mainly because I forgot. But I'll finally take the picture of watching My 600 Pound Life, which I was supposed to do for BGS, I don't know, like 2 years ago. But yeah, I'll finally do that. But no worries, Mr. Shook, to you. It's yeah, it's weird, like really asking for money, right? Like once I get past the like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Once we start getting a little too far past that, it just gets really weird feeling. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it for me. Oh, Cheryl, for real though, that's pretty much what they did say. Oh, that's hysterical. And Shrell says, LOL, YouTube told Z shake that ass on the blade. They really did say, Z, you ain't making enough money for us. Who's us? Oh, for real. Trell, it's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. It's crazy because, like, it's right before I started the stream, by the way. If you see when it popped up, it's right before I started the stream. It gave me this. It just popped up, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, okay, I guess, and I just clicked a bunch of things, and I just put the question, and I made it something kind of light because I didn't want to get too serious. But I'm like, it's weird. But YouTube, pimping ass YouTube. Shout out to Trail. Pimping ass YouTube is like, hey, shake son. Oh man, it's funny because it's true, right? But Trail, kill me. Oh man, but back to the. It makes it worse that Trail is from Tennessee because all I'm thinking about is 3 6 and slob on my knob. And it really is that YouTube put me on the trail. Talking about trail, YouTube really did put me. YouTube said we got 10 toes here, right? Oh man. Side note, let me say something to Destro real quick. What's going on, Destro? So Destro, Forza now has Nuremberg for A class, S class, R class, all the way up. So A class on up has Nuremberg. I've A class, I came in third place with my Z. S class, I came in first place twice. And when I saved the second time I saved the replay, it saved over the first replay and it erased both of them. Of course it did. So of course I was really angry and I damn near threw my remote control. Of course I did, but got it back together. And yeah, so only one replay is saved of me on Nürburgring, and it's the one of me in third place with the Z out of 15 cars. I started off in seventh. I let another 7 cars pass me, so I really start off in 14th, and then I end up in third. So yeah, that part. But the one where I end up in first, the first time I saved it and I watched it a few times, and then I tried to save over it with the one where I end up in first the second time, and it erased both of them. So of course it did. All right, y'all. That was Mr. Z and his Forza talk. Next, back to the topic. So as I said, this is frightening, y'all. This is truly, truly frightening. The framing instantly went left, right? Instantly went left. The conversation was supposed to be about why do women leave so easily? And it quickly became, excuse me, the framing was supposed to be why should men get married when women leave so easily? And then the question turned into why women leave, period. Right? Else is instantaneously, rapidly, it really though. And we do not know how to speak about women like women have agency, and women sometimes do messed up things to men, to other women, to children. Maybe we're willing to admit sometimes, kind of, sort of, that women might possibly do things messed up to other women sometimes, occasionally. But admitting that women do messed up things to children, nope. Admitting that women do messed up things to men, nope. We just refuse. We just refuse as a society. We refuse to say we had, at least, because once again the marriage rate, we refuse to say that we have a number of women who look at men as walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs, as status symbols, and when they don't get what they think they should have got in that marriage, they torpedo the whole thing. We refuse to speak about women like they have a bunch of secret expectations that when they're not met, they destroy the whole marriage. To hell with them and their future, to hell with the man and his future, to hell with the children and their future. By the way, Mr. Z says that because there is plenty of data that shows what divorce does to children. We ain't even talking about what divorce does to men yet. Huh? Yep. Oh boy. It's really difficult to have a conversation in the Black community with a bunch of people that are hell-bent on framing men, namely Black men, obviously, as the problem. They don't know how to talk about Black women as if Black women could do things that mess up everyone, namely Black men. Black women are always the poors. They're always, and by the way, much of the reason why you see what's going on in America is because we refuse to speak about some of the progress that certain people, certain groups have made over the past 40, 50 years. And people find it comical when you have highly educated, well-positioned Black women talking down to other people, namely Black men, but nobody really want to say it. But you better believe that working poor white men feel a certain way when Black women keep on speaking about how put upon they are. And yet, wait a minute, ma'am, you're more educated than me. You're earning more money than me. You're in a higher position than me. Huh? Now, once again, he still has white supremacy and white patriarchy on his side. Of course, Mr. Z is not going to be dumb here. But at least he could play dumb and society will entertain it. Huh? So let me get this right. Charlemagne doesn't even appreciate why the marriage rate, excuse me, why the divorce rate, better yet, is going down, because the marriage rate is going down because the only people really getting married, let's be very clear, the people that are getting married increasingly are really the top 25%. Those are the people that are getting married and staying married. The reason why the divorce rate is going down, because less and less people are getting married, and the people that are getting married is trending toward the upper classes. For Charlemagne, how many subscribers does the Breakfast Club have on YouTube? Right, 5.6 million, damn, they're 5.7 million, huh? Nearly 5.7 million. This video has 104 views. 104 views, nearly 5.6 million subscribers. Excuse me, nearly 5.7 million subscribers. And Charlemagne and DJ Envy, and obviously Just Hilarious, couldn't frame this correctly. The correct framing is that women are marrying less because they don't, number one, they don't want to marry equal. Ooh, Z, you said that out loud. They want to marry above. It's called hypergamy. And the problem is that equality that their foremothers fought for is getting in the way of their hypergamy. Say that again, Z. Equality and egalitarianism is getting in the way of the upward mobility and hypergamy that the women want to practice. Whoopsie. Huh? And L says, Charlemagne the God was moving slick. He knows women are tripping over the bag. He's covered the excuse me, he's covered the extensive want list and covered trending topics. Yeah, he knows. Everybody's acting dumb. I said that last stream. Everyone's acting dumb. And Mr. Talbert says, don't forget about the 50-50 talk. Say that. Huh? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Talking about that. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat, I believe women are using infidelity as a cover accusation to mask the true reason, which is finance. Thank you. I agree 100%. That's my point. To preserve their holier than thou image and to not expose themselves materialistic and shallow, expose themselves as materialistic and shallow. Yeah. Yes. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And if that is what women are, then so be it. Because we already know, once again, single and childless black women have the least amount of wealth in America, 8 cents to the white man's dollar. Huh? Let them starve then. Ooh, goddamn, Z, you said that out loud. If black women have decided that your average black man, who's still doing better than them financially, doesn't earn enough, isn't of a high enough class, doesn't have high enough of a status, then let her live under the bridge then let her do the Golden Girls things then let her munch on her friend then let her be the sexual plaything for some white or Latino man then. We're not even going to mention the Asians ain't checking. If black women have decided that black men are beneath them, even black men that are doing better than them financially, then let them eat what that actually means for their life. While they're subscribed to Chrissy and Yanni and, well, once upon a time, Paris Milan and Cynthia G, while they're subscribed to Shira 7 and Lexus Exodus, huh? Let them eat that. Huh? Oh, I gotta read this one now. Give me a second, Vince. Let me read this one now because KMS. I'm coughing because I'm laughing. And welcome to South Florida, where it's raining. Of course, it's raining, and it's been raining on and off all day. But here we go. And KMS is KMS got me dying. KMS says, YouTube's get on the blade, get my money, Mr. Z Tax. And thank you for that, KMS. Thank you for that. That's hysterical. It really, I'm telling y'all, like right before I start, because so I set up the stream, give or take about 45 minutes before I started, right? And I didn't see anything. As a matter of fact, I made edits. If y'all check, I only had the main Breakfast Club conversation on, and then I started adding the songs, and I added the clip with Dr. Scott Galloway, and then I added the clip with Dr. Richard Reeves, and you know that whole time YouTube didn't suggest anything, and I would keep on going on the page to make sure I restarted my phone. Everything was good to go, and I want to say maybe like 2 or so minutes before I started the stream, it really did that though, KMS. And Trell, like it really did, was like, hey, bro, you've been doing this for a few years. We need you to make more, player. Like, what? Wait, what? Shake, son. Shake it up. Booty meat. Oh, me and one of my cousins, that's one of our phrases. Oh, man. But yeah, no, it really was like that. Oh, man. Oh, Trell and Kim has got me down. But it really was like, we need you to shake something. Hey, look, man, this, yeah, okay, fine. You make it a little twos and fews. Yeah, you got loyal subscribers. They rock with you. Yeah, Z, no, we need the money, Z. Wait, what? Stop talking to them, Z. Right? Oh, man. But yeah, it's true. It's true, KMS. It really is. They really were like shaking me down. Shout out to the Boondocks and Vince's booty butt cheeks. Booty butt cheeks. Really though, I did feel like a piece of meat. Oh man, KMS, it really is like YouTube was like twerk son. KMS is twerk that for real. Oh man. It really does feel like YouTube was like, hey, you better not be too good to beg. What? Wait, what? Right? Oh man. And Mr. Donnie Mac says, on a serious note, Mr. Donnie Mac says, I explained to my mom a few years back that this way, your peers are no longer seen as potential suitors. Ooh, Mr. Donnie Mac, what did she say? For real, Vince. And Vince says, this money stack seems kind of light this week. Does Wayne Brady have to smack a smack a yitch? Slap a yitch? Right? So y'all telling me I gotta apologize to Dave Chappelle? Or better yet, I gotta thank Dave Chappelle? Oh man. I'm gonna have to thank Dave Chappelle because Wayne Brady out here trying to smack me up, right? Slap me up. Right? Oh man. And thank you for that, KMS, and thank you for the super chat. Wow. Right? Yeah, it was choke a yitch. It was choke. Oh, you're right. It was choke. It was choke. It wasn't slap. You're right. You're right. And thank you for that, name, and thank you for that. Right? But yeah, Mr. Dunny Mac, what did your mom say? And by the way, so I want you to understand, Mr. Z does speak like this in real life. Right? Mr. Z does speak like this in real life. Mama Z, sisters, both sister Z's, Miss Z, everyone knows how Mr. Z thinks. Papa Z, right? I just want to say that. Mr. Shook to you says, welcome to the Shake Sun stream. Hysterical. Right? It really is though. YouTube told me get out there and make my money. It's crazy because I occasionally watch Jack Morgan RLP. That was the white dude that was on Tone Talks. Was that a year ago at this point? I don't think it was a year ago at this point, but let's say some 9 or so months ago, maybe 10 or so months ago. And I watch his streams, and he does streams about, just borderline doomer stuff, everything from the price of cars to the price of houses to money issues and et cetera, et cetera. And he occasionally says like his job is YouTube now, and he got to make this money off of YouTube and et cetera, et cetera. And essentially, like YouTube is pimping him. And when I saw that suggestion from YouTube, it felt more than a suggestion, but I'm not trying to get smacked up, so I'm gonna call it a suggestion. I really did feel like that. Like, wait a minute, YouTube, wait a minute, right? And Mr. Donnie Mac says it truly didn't register until she came across Kevin Samuels clips on Facebook a year later. So let's read that. Let's read that comment again. And Mr. Donnie Mac says, I explained to my mom a few years back this way. Your peers are no longer seen as potential suitors. And then he says once again, it truly didn't register until she came across Kevin Samuels clips on Facebook a year later. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. And it's neat. Look, oh boy, you okay, where I'm streaming right now, I'm streaming in a place where I know I have good signal, and I'm watching this lady try to regular park her goddamn Nissan Altima. Of course it's a Nissan Altima. And she didn't, okay, for all of us that know about parallel parking, unless you have enough space, you back into the parking space when you parallel park. But she's making it happen, but she did it the hard way, which is pull into the parking space. And I'm watching her right now. And of course her car is sticking out by like 3 or so inches because she pulled into the parking space instead of backing into the parking space. For all of you that aren't, see, Northeasterners already know this, so I ain't even gonna tell y'all because y'all got nothing but parallel parking spaces, particularly in New York. And y'all got a parallel park in like 30 seconds or less because people are gonna start honking y'all. Axi he knows. I had to do it and it was terrifying. Continuing. For all of us in the South, especially in South Florida, outside of like downtown Miami, somewhat downtown Fort Lauderdale, you're not used to parallel parking, so you don't know you're supposed to back into the parallel park, right? Thank you. See what Indigo said? Because he's from Jersey. And he says, oh, she nosed in first? LOL. Exactly. And Passport OG says, Nissan Altima parallel park. Stop right there. Say that. Right? Oh, man. It's funny because it's true. And so, see, my car is just about as wide as her car, if not wider. And I'm at least 3 inches. Haha, giggity. 3 inches. What he said, actually, he said 2 inches, right? On how high? The Asian dude. 2 inches of hot. Anyway, her car is, no, it's actually more than 3 inches. She's more like 4, maybe 5, more like 4 inches further out than I am. Because I backed into the parking space and she didn't. Anyway, continuing. The reason why we cover things like this is to emphasize the way the Black community is moving. Right? We need to emphasize that even though, once again, let's read the question one more again. Why should men get married when women leave so easily? That question quickly became why women leave point blank, period, and why they should leave. And it quickly became a conversation about infidelity. So it quickly became about how Black men are messing up. Men in general, but we know Black men. Right? Adric says pause. Nah, Adric, I know what I said. 2 inches of, anyway. Right? And by the way, yes, Z did say that to Miss Z once upon a time, jokingly, and she laughed her ass off. Because it's funny. Right? Anyway, Matt TV said lower expectations. That's what they said. Matt TV said lowered expectations. Right? Wow. And Mr. Shook to you says, my mom listens to BGS, but you'll never see her comment. That's what's up. Exactly, else. And else says it became, why are men evil and why did God even create these creatures? Say that. Say that. And Indigo says, women talk about how much men cheat to deflect from how much they actually cheat. This is true. I would agree with that. And Lion says, all this talk about marriage, and we still haven't addressed that marriage doesn't extend life expectancy for black people. That's both black men and black women. Now we already know that it doesn't extend life. Everybody knows it doesn't extend life for black women, and much of the trope on the conversation in the black community writ large is, why should black women get married when they don't get any of the benefits of marriage? Well, neither do black men. Quite frankly, it's called white supremacy, everyone. It's called anti-blackness, everyone. You're supposed, for black people, let me say this to Chrissy. Let me say this to Real Talk with Yanni. Let me make sure I say this to Lexus Exodus. OZ, you about to say that word, that four-letter word. Yes, I am. Yes, black people, you're the one group of people that's supposed to get married for love. Ooh, goddamn, you said it. I said it. You don't have the luxury to marry for the same reasons non-black people, namely white folks, get married. Chrissy, Real Talk with Yeti, what's the incentive? Love, dumbass. And you're supposed to water that tree every goddamn day for the rest of your life. The reason why you can't move like white folks is because you're not white. And they have constructed a system backed by billions and trillions of dollars for you to never be them. So if you're marrying for money, then guess what? You ain't marrying. Check the marriage rates, check the statistics. If you're marrying for love and you actually did get married, then guess what? Divorce is coming. 5 years and counting. No? Y'all sound crazy and dumb. Thank you, Jake. And Jake says, love, and he puts the eyebrow up and he says, Z, these women don't believe in that. It's for a come up. Look, other folks, namely white folks, but even some non-black people of color, they can move like that. This system is anti-black. Dear black folks, you can't move like that, particularly for the masses of us who are mainly working class, lower middle class, working poor, and just pretty much poor with a job. The vast majority of black people aren't upper middle class, duh, even the vast majority of white folks, and we're definitely not rich. You can't move like that. It's not fair. White women aren't told to settle. Shut up. Then starve by yourself then. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Alexa, please put an image up of the miseducation of a Negro cover, please. Thank you. Dear black people, what did Baldwin say about why black men don't go through a midlife crisis again? Oh, because we didn't expect that much. We didn't think the world was supposed to bend to our will, and then we found out it didn't. Oh, yeah, about that. Meanwhile, these new Negroes, mainly the women, are having existential crisis because they thought their degree and their status and their career field was supposed to grant them white womanhood. Oftentimes, shout out to Army Yosef Frimpong. I caught what you said, Army. They think, especially because I think Army grew up in the Bay Area, they think marrying the white man is going to grant them white womanhood, and it doesn't. And they wake up in their early 40s. I heard you, Army. They wake up in their 40s like, what the hell just happened? Dumbass, you thought you was white. That's what happened. Huh? And thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Vince's ugly selfie tax, hysterical. I ain't gonna show my face though. I ain't gonna show my face though. Oh man, but I am gonna be facing the TV, so y'all get a good image of Mr. Z's bald ass head, and maybe some of his beard, right? Hysterical, right? That was funny, right? Oh man. And thank you for that, Vince. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for that super chat. Hysterical. Have me done. Right? And I guess I should be reading this one right now, Mr. Donnie Max says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Mr. Donnie Max says, so the conclusion to the story, I sat my parents down to watch the KS interview with Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. Good. I'm gonna go watch it again. Thank you very much. They loved it. Then mom asked my girlfriend, now ex, about him. She was more a fan of Eboni K, by the way. Oh. So I had this conversation a couple years ago on Kev from Being Brutally Honest. By the way, Kev, I'm gonna make an appearance soon enough on your channel to Art New Style and to Kev from Black Men Being Brutally Honest to Roguish, because Roguish be streaming at any and every time. I just want y'all to know I did not disappear from the planet. Um, I don't even pop up on Edge channel or his chat like that no more. Even BGS when he does do panels, y'all don't know. Mr. Z's schedule is crazy, y'all. Um, it's the same schedule. I mean, like it's a steady schedule. It doesn't move up and down too much. But yeah, the between the hours and whatnot, man. When I That's why y'all see I do regular streams, because where I could get in and fit in, I get in and fit in. And so on Tuesdays, I be determined to jump on Arch stream, and then Mr. Z falls asleep. Fridays, same thing, fall asleep. So not to mention I have work that Saturday morning. Don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the comments. Y'all know how it go. But yeah, so yeah, that's how that goes. So that's why y'all don't see me on people's stream that much anymore. I still rock with the same people I rock with in the Black Manosphere. I would even experiment and go on other people's panels, but Mr. Z be poofed, to be honest with y'all, right? Mr. Z be poofed, to be honest, right? But yeah, so continuing. So wow. So yeah, Mr. Donnie Mac says so the conclusion to the story. I sat my parents down to watch Kevin Samuels interview with Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. They loved it. Then mom asked my girlfriend, now ex, about him. She was more a fan of Eboni K Williams. Well, Eboni K Williams sounds empowering, doesn't she? Eboni K Williams, when she says only if he owns the bus, right? That sounds empowering to women. So Eboni K Williams went to law school. She's kick ass. She's on TV, or she's on the internet all over the place, or at least on Black YouTube streets all over the place. She was one of the women that was Real Housewives of whatever the hell. She was with the white dude for a little while. They weren't married, but whatever. Yeah. So of course a woman, namely a Black woman, would find Eboni K Williams. Oh, they love that. Of course. To consider the plight of men, or what men think about Eboni K Williams, they can't do it. It's gonna For them to really sit down and see how disgusted we are with Eboni K Williams would rock their world, because they could not appreciate that Black men find Eboni K Williams in a large portion of us find Eboni K Williams attractive, and we find her intelligent, right? And she's witty, and that don't mean nothing, because ain't nobody trying to wife Eboni K Williams. Especially no one on her level. Why? Because she don't know how to shut the hell up. Oops. Even her own words. She go to dates with the gavel. Her words, by the way. Huh? Her words, by the way. Right? I don't know which one to read first. Adric, Saint Sears, or Els. Let's read Els first, because it's hysterical. And Els says, couldn't this be considered content creator trafficking? I don't know because I didn't move anywhere, so that's funny. I wouldn't call it content creator trafficking. That's hysterical. But maybe what happens when you what is it called when you do something under duress? Not saying that I am. I'm not putting that on YouTube. But what is it called when you do something under duress? Like YouTube is pressuring me, right? Man. Oh, too watchful. I didn't skip you. I didn't skip you. Well, I did skip you, but I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you. Let me actually rephrase that. I did skip you, but I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you, right? Exactly. Trell says two vowels, Eboni K Williams, right? Which, by the way, by her own words, most black women can't afford. So to Mr. Donnie Mac, I say, your ex being a fan of Eboni K Williams, how did that turn out for Eboni K Williams? And I know your ex don't got Eboni K Williams money. How did it turn out for Eboni K Williams? She had to get a test tube baby. Coercion. Thank you, Indigo. Thank you, Nema. Right? How did that turn out? And actually, let's highlight Mr. Donnie Mac comment again. How did that turn out? And I didn't forget about you too, Watchful. I didn't forget about you. Um, how did that turn out for Eboni K Williams? She has, remember, this is the woman that was bragging about closing on a $1.7 million property, and DJ Envy over here talking about her Birkin bag and how he noticed it, etc., etc., and how she turned down a trip to the south of France, etc., etc. And this woman has no man from last time we checked. She got a test tube baby daughter, and the vast majority of black women can't afford to freeze their eggs and can't afford the sperm from the sperm bank. And now what? But you saw so many black women, women writ large, black women specifically, but more urbanized women. So urban white women, that's really Italian women in some small hats. Um, maybe a couple of Irish. Um, maybe some white Latinas obviously, and black women who were cheering on Eboni because it looked empowering for Eboni to speak the way she did. Only if he owns the bus. Yeah, that sounds nice, right? That sounds nice, but the reality is, well, huh? So, Mr. Donnie Mac, I ain't gonna really go in on your ex. I don't know her clearly, um, but it sounds nice. But how did that turn out for Eboni? And she got the money. What about all of these other women, black women, namely? If y'all want to, yes, we know about black women in those baby deletion clinics. Yes, we know. But to be frank with you, even black women are having less sex. Z, you didn't just say that. I said it. Less sex, less children, and for the ones they're about to have, they go to the baby deletion clinic, the fetus deletion clinic, and all of that equals to, yes, even in the black community, the birth rate is somewhere between 1.7 and 1.8. Once again, you need 2.1 to have children. Oh, excuse me. You need 2.1 to maintain your population. Revelot says she couldn't even keep Brad. Nope. So yeah, Mr. Donnie Mac, it's sad. It's sad. And we're tying that right back to the topic at hand because we refuse to frame this correctly. We refuse to frame this correctly. Black women have their own worldview, they have their own agenda, they have their own way of feeling about things and thinking about things. And if black women have decided in large minority, small majority, large majority, that it's lifestyle or nothing, they're going for broke, they want the upper middle class white woman's lifestyle or nothing, and they're not going to get married to a man who can't provide that, or if they do get married to a man that can't provide that, by accident, they will divorce him. So be it. Dear Charlemagne, frame this correctly. The divorce rate is going down because the people that are getting married and staying married are mainly the top 25-ish 20%. We have officially in America made marriage a status symbol. Marriage and a Louis Vuitton bag are the same thing. God damn, Z. And you watch as so many elites, white, black, Latino, Asian, Latina, Asian, no one wants to say it. Marriage has become nothing more than a very expensive Benz or Range Rover. Well, damn, Z. And you watch as the upper class, the upper crust of America do everything but to talk about it like that. They bend themselves, they break themselves, they reframe the arguments, they reframe the conversation because nobody want to say, yeah. So capitalism has been into everything in our society. A neoliberal mindset has been into everything, including the way the women think and feel. Oops. And so now marriage is the same as a Louis bag, as a Birkin bag, as a Range Rover, as a G-Wagon, oops, as an expensive house in a gated community in the burbs. Huh? Right? Oh boy. No one wants to frame this correctly. And you watched it in real time, maybe not real time, but you watched it in real time on the Breakfast Club. Once again, the question went from why should men get married when women leave so easily to why women get leave men, and it obviously it instantly became men are monsters, men are not deserving, men cheat, etc., etc. Obviously, and Rael says, let's go to Ra. And Rael says 50% of 30-year-old women are childless. Wow. Ra, I didn't know it was that high. You know, Mr. Z be trying to be the statistics man. I didn't know it was that high. I did not know it was that high. So once again, Rael says 50% of 30-year-old women are childless. Half of those will never have a child. So half of the 50, so that's a 25%, will never have a child. 90% of those will suffer that fate involuntarily. Jordan Peterson. Wow. So we're looking at 25% that will never have a child. And 90% of that 25%, most of that will be involuntary. So they'll be trying to have a child, but it'll be too late. So 10% of those women really stand on it. I don't want to have a kid. I don't care about having children, etc., etc. But so the vast majority of that 25% that will never have a child will be last minute trying to have a child. If they have the money, freezing their eggs, but it really doesn't mean much. I already did the research on that. Shout out to Dr. Marcia Inhorn. Yeah, the majority of women, even if they do get enough, so for most women, they wait too long. They don't get the best eggs. They don't once again they don't get the best eggs. They don't get enough eggs, and even for those of them that do, when it's time to thaw out, oh boy. So for me, this is a twofer. Shout out to the Roger Report who says you got to be held accountable for what you believe in. So yes, women, it's on you. But I'll give you a teeny tiny, teeny tiny bit of space and say yes, it's the system too. Yes, it's the elites too. Yes, it's the corporations telling you to freeze your eggs so they can get the most labor out of you humanly possible. Yes, you're a dumbass for going along with it. I said it how I meant it. Thank you, Trell. The Hail Mary play. Freezing your eggs last minute. When you 35, I think Dr. Marcia Inhorn said they really be starting when they 35, 36, 37 years old. What? Fine, let's say, okay, there's a right way to do the wrong things. Y'all not even looking down the pike at 25 and saying, you know what, let me freeze my eggs now. This is a pretty good time. No, you wait until you 35, 36, 37 to freeze your eggs. Well, right. And Too Watchful says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Too Watchful says, the Z need pimp blood in his body tax. Hysterical. I don't know. I'm definitely not the pimp in this situation. YouTube's the pimp, right? Hey, Indigo, I didn't even catch it for like the first like maybe 3 seconds, and then I pretty much caught what you said. So Charles says the Hail Mary play, and Indigo says run quick C. So rest in peace, Pac. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. That was good, Indigo. That was good. That was good. That was good. For like a good 2 seconds, I was like, wait, what? That was good. That was good. That was good. Right. But yeah, Too Watchful. I'm definitely not the pimp in this situation. YouTube's the pimp. YouTube told me to go out there and make its money. That's what YouTube just told me. YouTube was like, okay, I see you got a good rapport with your subscribers. You know, you bring them on, you have conversations, you let them talk. Yeah, that's cool. They like you like them, right? You got people that really rock with you. Yeah, that's nice. Negro, where's the money? Stop all the friendly stuff. You smiling too much, right? Oh man. Oh, it's hysterical. Andrick put the frozen egg. For real though. For real though. Too watchful. But yeah, definitely I'm definitely not the pimp in the situation. YouTube's definitely the pimp in the situation. Jack Morgan got it right. YouTube out here pimping us. But I told y'all, whatever y'all, donate on YouTube, YouTube take a third of it between taxes and their cut. Right? So yeah, YouTube's like, pay me, mom. And if you think about how many content creators there are on YouTube, you think about the PewDiePies and the and what's his face, the brother with the dreads, his name is right, Kai. You think about all the Paul brothers. You think about all these people that are killing it on YouTube, and you think YouTube's taking a third of the money, and they're not. Well, the third is not going all to them because they're paying the taxes too. But yeah, if you think about that, oh boy, YouTube is making a killing. Right? Exactly, man. But you giggle like a schoolgirl too much. Get me my money. Right? Man, for real. Right? So yeah, no, Too Watchful. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Passport OG says Nasic tag. Negroes ain't ish industrial complex, right? Thank you. Exactly. And essentially, if we really think about it, um okay. And Nema says Kai Cent is on Twitter mainly. Okay, right. But if you really think about it, shout out to Passport OG. Y'all check out his channel, click on his thumbnail and check out his channel. The brother's doing really good work from halfway around the world, by the way. Um, it's crazy because Passport OG keeps his ears to the streets so much, you think he's still here. you think he's still in the States. His ear is so on to the street. It's scary how in touch Passport OG is, and then you listen to other brothers who are literally in the States. They may be around the corner from you, and they seem so out of touch. It's frightening, right? But once again, shout out to Passport OG. So, no, Passport OG, if you really listen to that video from the Breakfast Club, it really is Negroes Ain't Ish Industrial Complex. Once again, shout out to Trell who helped me to come up with this. It really is Negroes Ain't Ish Industrial Complex. It really is. Right? Elsis. By the way, Z, you are being trafficked. I'm hearing you at 11:42 in the UK. Hysterical. So technically, because you're listening over there at a different time, and it's a different place, literally across the Atlantic Ocean, across the pond, as some would say. Yeah, I am being trafficked. My voice, at least, hysterical. Right? And thank you, Pat. See, Indigo puts the link for Passport OG. Shout out to Passport OG. Y'all check out his channel. Man, So it's important that we stress this. How is it that the conversation was supposed to be about why should men get married? And by the way, this is a real question. This is a real question that some of us have in the back of our mind, particularly considering the type of women America has been producing for the past few decades and how easily they'll file for divorce, how easily they're tortured a relationship and a marriage. But instead of the Breakfast Club having a serious conversation, you had two men and a woman from goddamn the hood of Baltimore. So one man from the Carolinas, one man from New York, one woman from the hood of Baltimore, goddamn Maryland, and a bunch of callers, and nobody could have a serious conversation about, you know what, actually, I kind of see where the men are coming from. Why should they get married when we know that women file for 70% of divorces? The number one reason for divorce is money. It's not infidelity. Once again, men cheating and then women saying, why should I stay? Because he don't even got money like that anyway, and I make more than him, is not the reason they're divorcing. Stop the BS. Huh? Women are divorcing men because they're looking at men as walking ATM machines. And when that ATM machine doesn't produce at least $100,000 a year, the women decide to file for divorce. When that ATM machine doesn't produce at least $85,000 a year, the women decide to divorce that ATM, that broken ATM. Huh? So it really does become, as Passport G has here, once again, thank you for the super chat. Negroes ain't ish industrial complex. Now, white women can afford to do it because we know white women have some, what, $3,000 single childless white women have some $3,000 in wealth or something like that. I'm sorry, 30,000, 30,000. My apologies, $30,000 in wealth, give or take, right? But we know Latina women Latina women and black women, we already know when black men don't marry black women, the next up is Latina women and white women. So single childless Latina women and single childless black women have the least amount of wealth in America. Single childless Latina women, 14 cents to white men's dollar. Single childless black women, 8 cents to white man's dollar. Something like $3,300, excuse me, in wealth. And those women are divorcing black men because he's not a big walking ATM machine. Huh? So once again, Passport OG, it really is NASIC. You're correct. It really is NASIC. Huh? And once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. We have to stress this. I don't see the black community improving, to be honest with you. Um, as BGS has said to us, we're just gonna be people of color soon. Um, to be frank with you, if you want a black community, you gotta fight for it. But clearly, it seems like black women don't want a black community. Black women want a black gynocracy. Ooh. Black women want a black men funded, black women run it type of situation. And the black men of means said about that. Where's the nearest Latina or white woman or Asian woman? Or anyone but you who's trying to demand that I pay for it while you run it. Once again, man run it, man funded, women run it. Black men funded, black women run it. Huh? Oh boy. And L's active says the relationship expert at the end kind of alluded to it, right? And y'all heard. I mean, I put that clip in a few of my lives so far with Dr. Richard Reeves, and he pretty much says, who would have ever thunk that it was the women who could most afford to be single or to not be married that are the ones that become married? Capitalism, anyone? You told these people that it's all about status and money on every endeavor in life. So the women, the working class women, the working poor women, the lower middle class women, who for the most part, those are the men that are around them. Once again, poor men, poor men, working class men, lower middle class men of varying races. Those women said, yeah, about that marriage thing. Nope. If I can't get me a solid middle class man or above, I don't want it. And the men said, all right, bet. And guess who hurts the most? The Latina women and the black women, because they can't afford that mentality. But no one wants to tell them that. Shout out to Kim Foster. Shout out to Real Talk with Yanny. Shout out to Chrissy. Shout out to FD Signifier. Shout out to all of you who continue to lie to black women, or even worse, maybe not even say anything to black women. Yeah, that's just as bad. That, yeah, you can afford to move like me because quite frankly you don't have the money I do and the connections I do and the status I do. So yeah, you might want to hurry up and couple with a man, marry a man, and get under goddamn his leadership. Huh? Because you can afford to be me. Kim Foster should be saying that, but she refuses because of her ego. You can't afford to be me. Chrissy should be saying that, but she refused to because, once again, marketing degree. Real Talk with Yanny should be saying that, but she refused to because of, well, Rose Toy. Paris Milan should be saying that, but she refuses to because of dancing on Terry Nichols' grave. Lexus Exodus should be saying that, but she refused to because, well, black female capitalist wannabe. Cynthia G should have been saying that, but she refused to because, well, neo-Nazi. Huh? Divested Zealot should be saying that, but she refused to because, once again, another neo-Nazi. Huh? Uh-oh. What's the truck driver name again? Sovereign woman. The sovereign woman should be saying that, but she refused to because, once again, cute face, so she could get pretty much any man to look her way until they realize that she's a goddamn monster. Whoops. Huh? So you have all of these people, women, producing content. And by the way, we didn't even go up to mainstream. We didn't go up to the Lisa Rays of the world. Ooh, goddamn. Or the Vivica A. Foxes of the world. Or the Claudia Jordans of the world yet. We didn't go up to those names yet. The Tia Mowrys of the world. Uh-oh. We didn't go to that yet. Huh? We still on YouTube personalities. We didn't talk about Crystalline, excuse me. I didn't even mention Crystalline Kerosene. Huh? Mr. Donnie Max says, so is Princella getting ahead of the game by being honest? I wouldn't count on Princella too much. That was her just getting back at black women a little bit, right? She realized how quickly black women jumped on the she's a monster train, and she's black male identified, she's male identified, and this was her way of kind of like jabbing back at them, right? And what she said we know to be true, but I wouldn't rely on her to be consistent with that message. Passport OG, you know it. And Passport OG says the backstory on of Sovereign Woman must be a doozy. You know it, right? Meg Thee Stallion's another one. Ice Spice is another one. Huh? We know this, but they're selling a narrative, and you better believe the women are going to sign on to it every single time because it sounds empowering. It feels empowering. The women will sign up for it every single time. They love it. Right? Isn't Flo Millie pregnant right now? Cute little dark skinned sister. Isn't she pregnant right now? Summer Walker, don't she got a different baby daddy for every kid? Ari Lennox is a cutie. What that mean? With her borderline Lauryn Hill ass. Ooh, damn, Z, you wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Huh? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Detroit says, would you choose Darth Vader of the Sisterhood or Shang Tsung of Quan Chi of Sisterhood? Shang Tsung. You can't do nothing with Darth Vader. You really can't do much with Shang Tsung anyway, either. Right? Yeah. Or Quan Chi. Yeah. You can't do anything with Darth Vader though, right? He's gonna force choke you, right? And Vince is Ari Lennox is from the DMV too. She's cute to me, right? And what that mean? Not a nothing, right? Huh? It was frightening. I knew I had to do the stream. By the way, I did not intend on doing a second stream today, but I messed around and clicked that damn thumbnail from the Breakfast Club, and I couldn't let it go. Right? Mr. Donnie Mac, I need y'all to stop bringing up Carrie Hilson because what a shame. I don't know if she's with the dude right now, but cute. She got everything going. Cute, light skin, light eyes, fit, just all around very, very, very attractive woman. And what that means? Highly attractive woman. Huh? What that mean? Huh? What's the dark skinned sister R&B sister name? Oh, her name is right there. I can't. Mr. Z, I'm gonna need you to get better with these damn names. The R&B singer sister that's a bit recent. Well, she's not recent like that, but yeah, cute too. I think she got a man though. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Kalisha never left Nas unless he was, assaulting her, which I heard, but I don't know how true that is. Right? I ain't even gonna highlight that comment, Indigo. I agree, by the way. Not SZA. That's not who I was talking about. SZA's another one, but she had surgery. Yawn. Mr. Donnie Mac, why I just registered what you said. And Mr. Donnie Mac said SZA pre and post GMO hysterical. Right? Man. And once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Saint Cyr, thank you for the super chat. This is hysterical. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Saint Cyr says Popeye's fun tax. Hysterical. Now, Mrs. Z is definitely gonna eat some home cooked meal today. Hopefully, if she does cook, I think she said she was. Yeah. So we eating pasta. We eating spaghetti today. I think. I think. Yeah. Right. The ground turkey is in the sink, everyone. The ground turkey is in the sink. So we will see. Right. It was defrosting all day. So we'll see. Oh, and Namus says Khalees is alleged to be bipolar. Nas couldn't deal with it. Oh, okay, right. Oh, so I did not know this. And Revelot says Carrie was married and left her husband for Sergi Baca. She went outside. Ah, so I know she was with Sergi Baca. I didn't know she was married before the fact. Yep. Ladies, 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 ladies. Boy, y'all messing up, right? Oh man, y'all messing up. The framing of this was just sad, enraging to Z, because we can't have an honest conversation about where we are in the black community and what we can improve on and what we can move forward from, better yet, until we start having an honest conversation. Not all of this is Jermaine's fault, right? That's why we make fun of, and that's why we use the term, it's always Jermaine's fault. Shout out to BGS. That's why we played that clip. Y'all went from asking the most simple question ever, why should men get married when women leave so easily, to reframing the question, or at least accepting answers that had nothing to do with that. All of the all of the answers were why women do leave and why they should leave, and men in their infidelity. What the hell are y'all talking about? So let me get this right. When we're talking about women and why women should leave, it's men's fault. When we're talking about men and why men aren't getting married when women leave so easily, it's men's fault. Black men's fault, of course. Oh boy. Horrible. Huh? So y'all just, and once again, the outliers doing way too much talking. Charlemagne been married for 10 years. He was with his lady for 26 years, I think he said. DJ Envy, we know he's been married for a while. His wife was going on the embarrassed DJ Envy tour. And we know Jess Hilarious got a baby daddy back in Baltimore, and then she got the light skinned dude who she's messing with now. Now she got money and she's pregnant by him, or I think she already had the baby. Whatever. I said it how I meant it. Huh? Talk about buying dudes. Anyway, um, yeah. So this is where the black community is right now. Huh? Can't have an honest conversation because everyone is acting dumb. Or maybe is that more frightening than if they truly believe this framing? What's worse, being obtuse or simply not knowing and just going along with the framing that it's always Jermaine's fault? Outside of some extreme case that we can't deny that is Keisha's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. For it to be Keisha's fault, and we'll still try to find a way where it's Jermaine's fault. For it to be Keisha's fault, she gotta be pushing the baby out the car while it's rolling, while smoking crack, while saying, I know what I'm doing and I'm doing it on purpose because I hate black people, namely black males. Huh? Adric, that's hysterical. And Adric says milkshake wasn't enough. Talking about Khalees. Hysterical. I think that's what you're talking about. Right? Better you said drinking the Kool-Aid. The black community is chugging the Kool-Aid. The black men ain't ish. It's always Jermaine's fault Kool-Aid. The black community is chugging it. Yeah, you're right. And KMS says, go along, get along, pays the bills, and appeases the chicks, which pays the bills. Yeah. Appeases the which pays the bills. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. And once again, Saint Cyr, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, you're right about that. Right? Wow. That's frightening. Indigo says, spilled the milkshake. Spilled the milkshake. Yeah. Right? Man, that's frightening, y'all. That's frightening. They couldn't even for the question was the question gave everything. Let me sound like one of the ladies. The question gave everything it was supposed to give. It was given what it was supposed to give. And they still found a way to make it Jermaine's fault and talk about infidelity. Oh my God, no wonder your black men with a couple of dollars are running out the black community and marrying non-black women. Oh my God, Dr. Umar Johnson, what you want us to do with this? Even when the question was so open for us to finally have a conversation about why black men may not be coupling with black women. It left all the space to us for us to have a conversation about why black men aren't coupling with black women, and y'all still found a way to blame Jermaine. Jesus Christ. Wow. This is impossible. And this is a great time to read this. And Adrix says, Mr. Z, we tired. We tried. Well, we tried. You said we tried. I said we tired. I'll take it. Adrix said, we tried, right? I said we tired. And but really that's how I read it initially. But we are tired. We are tired. I'm gonna get to the retried in a minute. For black men to see the Breakfast Club, two black men, one black woman, a number of callers still frame this as if it's all Jermaine's fault. Well, huh? And black men are supposed to do what with that? And I'll read this one now. And Vince says, and thank you for the super chat. Jermaine is the ultimate root issue / cope. Yeah. I really do see it as the black community doing its best rendition of the white patriarchal structure where it's never on the women. You never, because your manhood, if you're a real man, you never speak about how the women are contributing to the BS. You never talk about that, right? Because that's soft. It's pathetic. It's feminine. It's excuses. And then when you couple that in with hyper individuality, you're always supposed to be working on yourself ad nauseum. And it doesn't matter if the society produced some of the worst women in human history, some of the most materialistic, consumerist, a-hole women ever. It doesn't matter. If you're great enough, you'll overcome, excuse me, all of that. You'll overcome all of the elite rich white man's propaganda that they were socializing little girls to be on. And now that those girls are women, it doesn't matter because if you're great enough and you're alpha enough, she'll get down on your program. Biggest crock of crap ever. Huh? So Jermaine is the ultimate root issue / cope. Yes, because you have a society that just refuses to have an honest conversation about what's going on. For those of us younger Xers, really under the age of 50, for those of us millennials, uh, for millennials and Gen Z, we are going to watch women, namely black women, suffer. I want y'all to be prepared. If you think your ex or aunt got all the mouth in the world and you know her finances are trash, you ain't seen nothing yet because millennials don't got it. Millennials don't got it. A handful of millennials, as Yvette Carnell and Tone Talk say, a handful of millennials are boomer hooked. A handful of them have boomer black parents who got in good coming out the civil rights movement, and those boomer parents got a good government job, and a lot of their pension in their house is going to go to their children who are younger extras, but mainly millennial and Gen Z age. A, a handful of millennial and Gen Z are going to benefit from that, but the masses of black millennial, particularly millennial women. I'm telling y'all now, Gen Z, because Gen Z are the children mainly of Xers, some youngest of boomers, but mainly of Xers. Gen Z women, I want for all of you Gen Z or younger millennial brothers, I want y'all to be ready. Y'all gonna watch them suffer financially. Those college degrees are not gonna be able to make up for it. The being piped down and being the sugar baby for the old brother or for any random white dude is not gonna make up for it. She's gonna be balling out for a year or two, but it's not gonna make up for it. I done seen the numbers. Millennial black women. I'm not talking about just the ones that are listening to Chrissy or the ones that are listening to Yanni or the ones that were listening to Paris Milan or Cynthia G. Nope. I'm talking about your average black woman, millennial who's watching her random videos on TikTok, who is just on some I am woman, hear me roar, but she only earning 40,000, 38,000, $45,000 a year, maybe 50, you gonna watch her suffer. She gonna be hurting. Financially, huh? We talking about the women that don't finish paying off their student loan debt until their late 30s, early 40s, if even. Huh? You gonna watch her suffer. For all of you who are in law enforcement, be prepared. You're gonna hear more and more stories of these sisters coming to blows about the cereal while they doing their whole Golden Girls thing, living 2 and 3 and 4 deep in one house. Huh? Once again, thank you for the super chat, Vince. Thank you for the super chat. And Adric, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And once again, Adric said, Mrs. Z, we tried. Black men have tried. The black manosphere has tried. Black women, get down on a black man's program. Y'all gonna be hurting. And women like Chrissy said, what program? All right then. As I said to Chrissy before, I'm gonna continue saying it. As these women suffer and starve and struggle, I am going to make sure to mention your name and to mention Real Talk with Yanni's name and to mention Shira Seven's name. I'm going to mention Crystal and Karazin's name. Hey, we're in 2024. As 2027 roll around and 2030 roll around and 2032 and 33 and 35 roll around, if Mr. Z still has a YouTube channel or if this get deleted and Mr. Z has to start another YouTube channel, you better believe I'm going to remind them that women like you on social media, and yes, we'll remember the mainstream women, the boomers who are now 60 and 50, the Xers like Lisa Ray and the boomers like what's her name, Vivica A. Fox, or I think she's a boomer. Yeah, you better believe Mr. Z will remind them of y'all names. So yeah, y'all are 60 now, and by that time y'all will be 70 if y'all still around with us. Mr. Z will remind them that women like you set the template for women like them to be struggling and starving. Thank you, Vincent. Vincent, get the hard drive, Z. Huh? And L says, Z, LOL, Z's gonna testify on you, and you. Right? And once again, Adrian, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Oh boy. And Mr. Shook to you says, what's going on, Dr. Thunder? And Mr. Shook to you says, black men, please come home. I got beans and bologna. And I'm thinking about that's hysterical, Mr. Shook to you. And I am thinking about um what is it called? Single by Choices. Shout out to those brothers when they play that clip. I got beans and bologna. That's hysterical. That's hysterical. Big up. What's going on, Split Gym? What's going on? Right? Wow. Right? It's it was enraging, to be honest with you. I was late to it. I just seen this, and apparently this was posted 7 days ago. Once again, why should men get married when women leave so easily? That was the question. And if you listen to the callers, if you listen to DJ Envy, if you listen to Charlemagne the God, if you listen to Jess Hilarious, it's as if the second after they asked the question, all of a sudden they forgot what the question was. And it once again became all Jermaine's fault. Y'all are so behind the 8 ball. This is why there's a black manosphere. Y'all are so behind the 8 ball. Y'all don't even know how to have these conversations, honestly. At least for those of us that remember a few years ago, there's been a couple of times where that's hysterical to Split Gem. I'm gonna read that in a minute. If y'all remember a couple of years ago, a few times actually, Ebro kind of spoke about the plight of men. For all of us that remember, huh? For all of us that remember a few years ago, Ebro actually spoke about and he did it a couple of times, the plight of men, the plight of black men in particular. But when you get to the Breakfast Club, they over here playing around, right? Well, black men have something to say about that. What was that? The Source Awards? Alexa, play the clip of Andre 3000, Three Stacks talking about the South got something to say, please. Black men have something to say. Huh? Black men particularly have something to say. And here's the kicker. Outside of the black manosphere, most of the young men are not even saying anything. They're just acting. Ooh, goddamn. They're just moving. And that interracial marriage rate for black men keeps on increasing every time we look at it. I wonder why. Because even a simple question, once again, why should men get married when women leave so easily, becomes a question of black men, well, men in general and their infidelity. Let's be honest, it was about black men, maybe Latino men and their infidelity. Huh? Oh boy. And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Detroit says, you must choose Dark Side of the Sisterhood or the Blob of the Sisterhood or Green Goblin of the Sisterhood. I'll leave it up to you. Look, man, these are all horrible options. I don't really think you could escape any of these. You can't beat any of these. This is a no contest. Detroit, I can't choose one of these. Dark Side beats Superman occasionally. Well, he doesn't really beat Superman, but we know that's really what they call it. Main character. What is it called when pretty much it's only because it's the main character. That's why the main character wins. I forgot what the term is. Plot armor. Plot armor. There we go. Plot armor for the main character. So can't beat Darkseid, can't beat the Blob. Green Goblin is a goddamn menace, and he's a menace that likes being a menace, right? Green Goblin is a menace that likes being a menace. I don't know what you could do with that. Talk about giggles. Green Goblin, he borderline giggles with his laugh. Detroit said Green Goblin, you can. I could beat Green Goblin. I don't know about that. Right. And Vince said, yeah, it's plot armor. It's plot armor. Yeah, I got it. Right. It's horrendous. Detroit, I can't choose between that. You what choice? All of these are horrible options. I'm not against it's like equally as bad. Y'all over here saying I can beat Green Goblin. I don't think so. Right. Green Goblin over here murking Spider-Man or damn near blowing up Spider-Man. Nah, bro. Over here killing Mary Jane. Detroit said, gotta pick your poison. Right. He kind of does though. Vince is William. Therefore, how you say his name again? Therefore, whatever. Look like a freaky white guy in real life. Yeah, he got a long ass chin too. It's funny they chose him as Greek guy. He got a long. He got an expressway on ramp chin. Right, long ass chin. Right, man. Kinsey and Red said about to get a workout in so he could start lifting the big girls. I hear you though. Defoe. Okay, Defoe. Thank you for that, Revelot. Man, I think he would have played a good Joker. Actually, that's really good. And Detroit says William Defoe should have played the Joker. I think he would. Yeah, based off of how we saw him play Green Goblin, yeah, he would have been a really good Joker, a really good older Joker too, a really good Joker. Once again, though, but that investing in that character too much, we already see what it do to people, right? Defoe. He French and freaky. Oh, that's hysterical. And let me read this one now for all of you that I'm not reading right now. I did not miss you guys. Let me read this one right now. And I Waffle says there was a black love event in LA last week. 158 black women showed up versus 8 black men. The event planners are postponing all future mixers on IG. Bruh, you listen, I Am Waffles, you gotta send me the links or whatever to that. You gotta send me the information to that. Bruh. Thank you, Ryo. Damn. Ryo said, damn. And it's good to see you around, Ryo. It's good to see you. You kind of went missing for a little while, right? We always get into it, especially when it comes to political shit. But it's good to see you still around, right? Damn. Right. But look, man. Once again, I think the best comment ever in whose chat was that in? Where the comment was, oh yeah, it was Alba and Preach, right? Why would I spend money to be rejected when I could get rejected for free? What else do y'all need to hear? What else do y'all need to hear? Right? I'll put it in the description box for this I'm Waffle so that you could get it. So I'm Waffle says you have an Instagram. I'll put it in the description box. I'll give y'all my Z IG because I haven't posted a picture of the Z in forever. I got 2 different IGs. right? One for the car. Yes, I got one. Yes, Mr. Z is that crazy that he has a whole IG page dedicated to the Z, but I haven't posted, excuse me, a picture of the Z in like over a year and a half or something like that. Yeah, y'all heard right, right? But yeah, wow, that tells you a lot. As I said before, why would a man spend money, buy drinks, be the speed dating thing where you're at the table for a minute or two, whatever it is, or any type of mixer or any type of matchmaking event, any type of one of these things, speed dating events, when for the most part the women are going to huddle up on about the top 20% of men. So if there's 100 men, the top 20. If there's 50 men, really the top 10 men, maybe 15, right? Why would your average man, your, let's say, 35,000 to about $70,000 a year man, sign up for that? Really 65. I don't even want to give y'all an extra 5,000, right? Why would your average 35 to 65,000, which is pretty much the vast majority of men in America, why would that man sign up for that? Under 6 feet, 35 to $65,000 a year man. Why would he go to a mixer to see women who are ish at best, but he still is like, you know what? She cute enough. All right. And for that woman to turn him down. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Huh? Once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Who who's doing this? Right? Who's doing that? Ooh, I know. I'm gonna dress up nice, and y'all know Z. Even with the gut, Z got a whole gut now. It's bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But why would, well, Z's in a whole relationship now, but why would it, Z's a little different because Z could turn on the gift of gab a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Don't ask me to speak it in Creole because my Creole is trash. But why would your average under 10 feet tall, see, I said under 10 feet tall, y'all be sounding crazy. That's what y'all sounded like y'all want. Under 6 feet tall, that's what I really meant to say. Why would your average under 6 feet tall, 35 to $65,000 a year man go to a mixer? Huh? Why? Dr. Thunder said silly stuff. Dr. Thunder, why? 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 Why would you do that to yourself? Why? Why would any self-loving man, namely black man, do that to himself? Huh? Vincent, get your ass on the treadmill, Z. For real though. Right? Why would anyone sign up for that? Right? Why would any self-loving, self-respecting black man in particular say, you know what? I feel like being rejected and turned down for a cost, right? While spending money. If it's a bar or a club, you're probably paying to get in still. If you're a gentleman, then you're paying for drinks, right? You might get some finger food, right? You're already out the pocket like 50 some odd bucks, $60 easily. Let's say the drinks are going for $15, $20 a pop, right? You go leave a tip. I said 50. I actually lowballed it. Finger food alone, you get a couple of drinks for $15, $20 a pop. Finger food alone is going to set you back like 15, $20, $25. You're really out the pocket more like $70, $75. After tip, maybe 70 to $80. For what? Right? Trelson, giggity finger food. Right? Revelot said, "You supposed to be the crash test dummy." Say that, Revelot. That's really what it is, right? Wow. You send it, please, Jake. Send it to my email. Email is in the description box. And Jake said, "Z just saw TikTok of a black woman talking about her date with a white dude, and she couldn't help shading black men." Hey, I said it. Even when black men are not in the room, you still in the room, right? Even when black men are not in the room, you still in the room. Oh boy. Thank you, Els. And Els says this goes against the nature of self-preservation. This is my point. And Dr. Dunbar says, "Salute to Dr. Thunder. He conjured up Dr. Chris Marsh this morning. Did she pop up somewhere? Whose channel did she pop up on?" I just want to make it. I just want to put this on the record. I don't actually have too much of a problem with Dr. Chris Marsh. She comes off as your standard black woman. She's not too um, antagonistic. She's just standard, highly educated, accomplished black woman who is trying to make sense of the world, but doesn't want to accept that black men have their own agency, and we said no. We see most of y'all as insufferable, and y'all are little 12-year-old girls hiding behind y'all degrees and y'all accomplishment, but y'all are really mean, sassy, snarky, mean a-holes. Not particularly directed towards Dr. Chris Marsh, but her particular class of black women. Women in general, to be honest with you, but black women in specific in America. We just said no. Right? So yeah. But I don't really I speak about Dr. Chris Marsh because I think, and I need to actually buy and read her book if I have the time, or maybe if she have it on audio, I might have to do it that way because that's the best way to do it. But yeah, thank you, Dr. Dunbar. Dr. Dunbar says, "Yeah, it's just our running joke now." Exactly. But when I watched her interviews, there were moments of like sass, black women. So there was sass, especially concerning black men. Of course she had to do it. Of course she's a black woman. Of course, right? It's always Jermaine's fault. But I just want to stress this: like, black men just said no. It's that simple. We just said no, right? Because why would we sign up for a highly educated, very well-spoken, intelligent black woman who's still a sassy, and I'm not even gonna not use profanity here, just a sassy asshole hiding behind a degree. Yeah, she's in her 30s, 40s, maybe even 50s, but when you dig deep enough, she's a arrested development 12-year-old hiding behind her college degree. And Dr. Chris Marsh, there's a lot of women, namely for black men, because mainly we end up with black women. There's a lot of black women, Dr. Chris Marsh, that are we're talking about the educated class of black women. We are really speaking about advanced degree and above. So not even bachelor's degree sisters, not even bachelor's degrees, master's degree and above. All Dr. Chris Marsh. It's really sad and scary, right? So I just want to stress that. That's why, Dr. Chris Marsh, when you interviewed the brothers and you interviewed the sisters, your words, black women still held out hope for that dude, and black men had an age on it. And whatever the age was for them, it was for them. But black men had a time limit or an age when they said, "Yeah, I'm throwing all of it in the trash. I'm giving up on all of it." There's a reason for that, Dr. Chris Marsh. We mean it, Dr. Chris Marsh. We're not holding out for the Disney fairy tale princess, Dr. Chris Marsh. While the women, no matter how snarky or mean or rude they sound, no matter how much they say, "Oh, if I can't have this, then nothing," they're still holding out for the Disney fairy tale prince. The difference is we mean it and the women don't. Really, it's the men that are saying, "I'll do better by myself," and mean it, while the women talk all of it and they don't mean it. They're really throwing the temper tantrum, hoping that God, the universe, whatever they believe in, says, "Okay, fine, 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 I'll give you what you want." And that's not how life works. The men are saying it less, but they mean it more. The women are saying it more, but they mean it less. It's that simple. right? And Eric Deadman says, and thank you for the super chat. Eric Deadman says, can't wait for the NFL draft this upcoming May. Eric Deadman, Eric, you already know how this is going to turn out. It's going to be another one of these black father with white mother, black father with Latina mother, and you're going to watch their mixed ass sons being first and second and third round draft pick. You're also going to watch black boys, dark skinned, young black men with their white girlfriend in the family, their Latina girlfriend in the family, sitting around a bunch of blackity black folks. And that one white passing Latina or just white woman, white young lady is going to be sticking out like a sore thumb, and the black women are going to pretend like they're not bothered again. Well, we don't care. So what? And Dr. Uwar Johnson is going to do another video, another live about, you see these young black men, these parents need to raise them right. They need to be loyal to black women. No. Now, I want to be very clear. Mr. Z's preference is black women. But to tell these young black men that they're supposed to hold out for black women who give them their ass to kiss, while the white women and the Latina women are clamoring for them, jumping over hoops for them, going to Chipotle and Subway for them. Huh? Maybe even doing their homework. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. And these young men are supposed to hold out for the black cheerleaders or the black girls around campus who, okay, fine, some of them had their head in their books, their nose in their books. Yeah, no, not really. Some of them were really dealing with the local D-boy, pun intended. Huh? Huh? And many of them just went to school, kept their head in the books, which is a good and bad thing. And many of them just said, I'm not chasing after no man, namely a black man. Some of them are getting pogo sticked in by the around the way white guy on campus, hoping to turn that into a marriage one day. It's not going to turn into a marriage. You're the experiment. Huh? So, Eric, we already know this year's draft is going to be like last year's draft, which was like last year's draft, which was like last year's draft. Thank you. KMS said it perfectly. Black women, hit me up when you go pro. Other women, you want Chipotle or Subway after practice? No. No, I didn't miss it. And Congruous says, Z, I think you miss Umar conceding to the snow bunnies being a better deal. He didn't really frame it like that though. He was kind of getting on the sisters for saying y'all essentially the way we say it, y'all are waiting at the finish line for these men to be perfect, while the white girls are working with these brothers on the way. Now, is that 100% true? Yes and no. Are college educated people meeting even in the black community and coupling together? Yes. Far more than outside of college. Once again, many of the trends, not all, but many of the trends that you see outside of the black community echo in the black community. Once again, it's not a perfect one-to-one, but you do see it echoed in the black community, which is if you're college educated, you're more likely to get married. While although in the black community, you're even more likely to get divorced than those in the dominant society. But many of these numbers echo. Once again, I didn't say they're one to one, right? But they do echo in the black community. Um, but either way, he's right. He's right that the women are waiting at the finish line in the black community to a certain extent. They are waiting at the finish line. They don't want to gamble. What we have are a bunch of black women. When it comes to black men, they're risk averse. They're risk averse when it comes to black men. They want a perfect, guaranteed thing. They want you to be the millionaire. And that's not how life works. And what those women do, black women do, is if they marry you and you're not a millionaire tomorrow, they divorce you. Check the divorce statistics if you doubt me. Check the statistics. For those of you that don't get it, when Mr. Z says check the statistics, I say it like that on purpose because of the music video, Man's Not Hot. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been, but the music video, Man's Not Hot, it was very funny when he said he didn't say check the statistics, he said check the statistics. And I found that hysterical, so I use it and I say it. So there you go. I might use it as a sound drop when Mr. Z finally gets his channel together the way it needs to be. Right? And Jess Geo says, which is weird because black women, I get what you're saying, want to be white women so much. Why don't they take any notes? Yeah, but the risk. See, you're still Jermaine though. What we have, to be frank with you, is black women don't have faith in black men because faith in black men for them comes at a price tag. And anything short of whatever number they have in their head, which is usually $100,000+, they don't have faith. They want the lifestyle, right? They want the lifestyle. It's that simple, right? So they don't want to risk the life or the lack of lifestyle. Your average American is average. Your average American is anywhere between working class to solidly middle class. That's where your average American falls. Not upper middle class, not rich, not wealthy. Your average American is anywhere between working class to solidly middle class. So working class, lower middle class, solidly middle class. That's where your average American is. Clearly, you have working poor and you have poor with a job. You have, in American terms, abject poor, once again, which is not abject poverty like when you consider the developing in world, but once again, considering America, you have that. And obviously, on the other side, you have upper middle class, rich and wealthy. Black women are trying to hold that for those guys. And well suffered in. And we got to be very clear. This whole, I want to build an empire with someone. That's not how life works. Most people are average and they're going to die average. I didn't say just black people. I said most people are average Toyota Camry driving ass people. And they're going to be born there and die there, but they're going to live fulfilling lives. Too many black women have watched way too much television, way too much social media, and they said, if I can't have the Benz S-Class life, then to hell with it. And the men said, all right, bet. Huh? All right, bet. And once again, Eric Denman, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? I guess we're in the SUV era now, so it's not really Toyota Camry. I guess it's Toyota RAV4, maybe Toyota Highlander. That's where many Americans are. And black women said, if that's the life I'm quote unquote subjected to, then I'd rather, once again, I could do better by myself. And black men said, I bet. By the way, we came right back around to the question of the stream. Why should men get married when women leave so easily? Huh? I would argue many of the reasons why black women leave so easily is because they don't have faith. Black women said upper middle class, rich white life or nothing. Dear Charlemagne, if you want to know why the divorce rate is going down, it's because the marriage rate is going down. The marriage rate is going down because working class women, lower middle class women Working poor women said the men around me aren't solidly middle class and above. And so what's the point? That's why. Can't get divorced if you didn't get married. Huh? Thank you, Indigo. Honda CRV drivers. And what's wrong with that? Yeah, Charles City too, Honda CRV. And what's wrong with that? Y'all know Mr. Z is a car enthusiast. I literally just came from the shop today. I didn't even get the bill for the Z yet. I'm gonna cry when I see it. It's gonna hurt. Huh? Most Americans aren't into automobiles. Most Americans want a nice home, but they don't care for a zillion acres, a billion rooms. Why? If you don't have an insatiable inferiority complex and aren't trying to find your humanity through things because you know the white capitalists ain't diddle your idea of lifestyle too much, then why? Oh, I forgot. Black men aren't doing white men aren't told to settle, but black women are doing it. White women aren't told to settle. Well, then starve then. Huh? That's what it is. Christopher Clipper says, Z, black women need to see episodes of PBS Great Depression. Look, to be honest with you, women writ large in America, black women specifically, they don't care nothing about that, Christopher. I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. Clipper. We're the ones eating those documentaries. We're the ones eating the mini docs. We're the ones eating the stats. We're the ones. We're the ones on news. I told y'all when Yvette Carnell Yvette Carnell, what are we in 2024? Back in I want to say 2017, maybe 2018, 2017. Yes, she's a same-sex loving black woman. We know, right? But Yvette, this is still when this is when Army Say Frimpong was with her. Yvette kind of let it slip and said her viewership was like 70% men. If I remember correctly, she said something like that, like 70. It was either 66 or 70% men, something like that. Because I remember it being way over 50. It was like let's say 2/3 to 70%. It wasn't 75. I would have remembered that. But yeah, something like that. 2/3 to 70% men. Yvette over here talking about reparations. She's talking about black people's wealth. She's trying to put she's trying to dispel some of this myth about black buying power, et cetera, et cetera. Whether you agree with her or not, still, she's talking black politics, black money, black people's class position. She's doing all of that. And she's, at the time she was being aided by Army Yosef Frimpong, the funky academic, and her viewership was 70% or 66%, 2/3, male, black men. Dear black men, dear black men in the black manosphere, we're the ones. Y'all see Sarge Willie Pete um community tab. Y'all see Z's community tab. Y'all see BGS's community tab. Y'all see Medium Man's community tab, even though he's more purple pill, but he's leaning to that red pill. Huh? The women don't care. The women said, look, I've been propagandized and I want what I saw. I don't care how unlikely it is. I would like to remind y'all of the morning show when that very attractive sister said, I could do battle by myself. Remember when she said that, and remember the look on her face. After the white man and that older brother hit her upside the head with so much facts, it was like, hey, and remember, both of them were saying, look, I don't care nothing about it. If I earn more, I pay more, so be it. If you earn more, you pay more. What's the problem? And when she had to sit with that, what did she say? Fine, I'll do battle by myself. And remember the look on her face. Right? Remember the look on her face. The look on her face said everything. Huh? Very attractive black woman. The look on her face said, as a matter of fact, before you even got the rolling of eyes, when she had her hand on her palm, what was the look on her face? The look on her face said everything you needed to know. Oh hell no. And she said it. I could do bad all by myself, or I'll do bad all by myself, or I'd rather be all by myself. Either way, all of them mean the same thing. So that lady, very attractive. It's very likely she could meet that baller ass, simp ass dude. By the way, player, whoever you are, whoever ended up with her, or if she's still single, whoever's trying to chase after her, you see how she think. Have fun in divorce court, huh? But that lady, most likely, we don't know, but she might earn enough to have that mentality. Same thing I say about Real Talk with Yenny. Same thing I say about Chrissy. Same thing I said about Kim Foster, etc., etc. But the vast majority of women, namely Latina and black women, can't afford to have that mentality, but they do, huh? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. KMS says, as a black man, at this point, you either left, leaving, can't leave, or fleecing, or fleeing. Fleecing? You said fleecing. I think you meant to say fleeing, but okay. Or fleecing. There is no community because there is no reason for a sane man to stay. It's frightening. I really don't want to agree with you, KMS. KMS, I really. Oh, so you meant to say fleecing? Okay, okay. I really don't want to agree with you. You know, KMS, I can't put in words how much I don't want to agree with you. I think I'm gonna just leave that statement right there because I think the quiet, right, the empty space is everything. I'm just gonna say it like that. Let me say it one more time. I really don't want to agree with you, and I'll leave it right there. Right? You left me, KMS, and KMS is it's over. I don't even care if black women smile. Right? Oh wait, I'm a little lost. A split Jim says MTR said she asked him to take that review down of her. Who? A split Jim? Who asked that? Ask her that. Z, I'm gonna need you to get the K and ask, please, before the white dudes hear you and start mocking you because you know they love doing that, even though they can't pronounce half the words in the English language too. Right? Oh man. Yeah, like I said, KMS, I really don't want to agree with you, and I think I'm just gonna leave that statement there because I think the dot 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 part of the statement says everything. Right? Yeah. Oh man. Mm. And Just Geo says black women told black men off for years, telling why they well telling them why. I think that's what you meant to say. So let's read that again. Black women told black men off for years, telling them why they don't owe a smile or soft greeting, just for them to now shame black men for not hugging random white men on the streets. Now, wow. Okay, I'm a little lost. Right? Let me see. Now shame black men for not hugging random white men on the streets. Did you say that right? Just Geo? Or the news chick? Wow, she got in contact with MTR and told him to take it down, please. Wow. But why, lady? That was your face. That's how you reacted. That's you. Dear black women, that's you. Was it unflattering? Yes. Was that you? Yes. Is that still you? Probably. Ooh, Z, you see, Z, you don't know her for real. You don't know if that's really her. Ma'am, you were having a moment. You were having a goddamn crisis on that damn stage. When that brother and that white man, because notice they were able to throw the white women off easily. The white women came in, tried to obscure the conversation with, "Is this saying that it's the men that are insecure?" And they were like, "Nope. This is not talking about insecure men. This is talking about the women." Once again, if y'all recall, they were covering economically unattractive men are leading to a downturn in marriage. That was the conversation. When that white woman tried to reframe it and they caught her, she did the and she backed off. But not the black woman, of course not. They had to damn near push you over the edge. And what did over the edge look like? Your facial expression, ma'am. I want you to understand, you represent most of your sisterin. Most, I would argue, as a black man, most black women align with what you said there. Well, if I can't, and notice your words, I want to be very clear what Z is saying. I don't want anyone that's not part of the black manosphere that falls onto this, recall, and you know what? I'll link it in the description so y'all can see it. Recall when she was sitting down, when she walked away from the big screen and she was sitting down, she said, "What's wrong with meeting a man at or above our level?" She didn't say at our level. Recall, she said at or above. Hypergamy, anyone? I said it before. The women are trying to use their degrees and their money and their access to get the liquor at the top shelf. They don't want the liquor at their level. They definitely don't want the liquor beneath them, so they feel. They're settling for men on their level. They're trying to use their access, their degrees, their status to get the liquor on the top shelf, which fine, nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, the liquor on the top shelf costs too much and it's few and far between. Oops. Dear ladies, once you start earning over $65,000 a year, you left 2/3 of men behind. Adjusted for inflation, is closer to maybe somewhere between 68-ish, maybe $70,000 nowadays. Either way, once you get past 65, about $70,000, 2/3 of men, if you're trying to practice hypergamy, instantly gone. Yikes. I didn't even mention the height requirement yet. Ladies, about 17-ish% of men earn more than $100,000 a year. So guess what? If you earn $100,000 a year and you're looking for a man that's at your financial level or above, you're less than 20%. Have fun. And once again, we're not even counting the men that are married. You could cut that in half. More than that. Because the men that are $100,000 a year or more, definitely by the age of 30, more than the half of them are married, give or take. I might be off about those numbers. I know about 35, more than half of them are married. Well, damn. This comes right back around to the goddamn question once again. Why should men get married when women leave so easily? When women said hypergamy or nothing, why should men get married? Huh? Uh-oh. Huh? Oh boy. That's the real, everyone. That lady perfectly is a perfect example, better yet. That little video that we keep on circulating 2, 3 times a year, really, is a perfect example of this conversation of black people coupling up, Americans coupling up, the lowering birth rate, the lowering marriage rate, that conversation right there that lasted all of what, 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes, says everything you need to know about what's going on in America specifically, maybe even the entire West in developing world, or better yet, developed world, about how women see men. Recall once again when she was sitting down as she was walking away from the big screen, she said men at, or she said partner, whatever word she used, at or above her and other women like her level. Then what was the point of the money then? Uh-oh. Huh? What was the point of you going to school and getting your education? Oh, because you thought it gave you a passport to men that earn even more, until you reach the cap, until you outpace the majority of men. Now what? Oh, wait, she did tell us now what? She could do battle by herself. Y'all better have a real conversation with these women, dear America. The extra women are gone. It's done. It's done. The boomer women been done. It's over. It's a wrap. Many millennial women is over for them too. Y'all better have a conversation with these damn Gen Zs and the alphas behind them, and maybe the youngest of Xers. I'm assuming the youngest of boomers. Excuse me. Because this, not only is this not going to work, it's not working. Huh? That is a very highly, that lady is gorgeous. Mr. Z found her very, very attractive. It's a shame. What was the point of equality and egalitarianism if y'all still put a financial requirement on the vajayjay and then put it to the moon? So let me get this right. Your foremothers and grandmothers fought for a world where you could compete and maybe even outcompete the men. Fine. And the women then turned around and said, now that I'm here, where's the man that earns more than me, has a better position in society than me, has more status than me? What? Dear ladies, you can have equality and hypergamy occupy the same space at the same time. Choose one, or the choice will be made for you, and it ain't going to be pretty. Huh? Revelot. I keep on saying they priced their vagina right out the game. They priced the box right out the game. And Revelot says pricing themselves out. They priced themselves right out the game, bro. They priced themselves right out the game. Say that, Indigo. Indigo's phrase. Use a provider now, boo. And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Use a provider now. Huh? Now what? There's so much social, political fallout. Y'all give Z a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. My apologies, y'all. Paramedic was passing by with all the sirens and noise and whatnot. So, and we're gonna end out in a little bit. Mr. Z got to go chill. Last day of a few days off and chill with Miss Z for a couple hours before it's time for her to call it a night. This conversation is not, once again, some pop culture crap conversation. It's having an effect in real life. Better yet, it's had an effect in real life and it continues to. We in the Black manosphere are not just talking to be talking, we are pointing out a problem. What's the problem, Z? You, dear America, for men writ large, specifically Black men, it's not like y'all really care. We have reached the market cap of pushing the men to accept women who have their own place, their own job, making their own money, whether it's good money or not, that are educated. Maybe they're highly educated, maybe they're not. We have reached a market cap of pushing the men not to be insecure, not to feel a certain way, not to be sexist and misogynistic. And in the Black communities in specific, misogynoirous, this is about as far as you're going to get the men to move until you start moving the women for this egalitarian society you supposedly purport to want. Y'all don't really want it. Huh? Huh? Okay, thank you, Jake. And Jake says, Z, I also emailed you the video I was talking about in regards to the Black women dating a white dude but throwing Black men under the bus. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Might be having a stream coming to y'all soon. Chief Rocka, I was supposed to stream today for you, but life happened and I had to run a few miles away. Well, not even a few, a bunch of miles away. Z stuff. I haven't driven a Z in like 2 months because Japanese sports car that's over 30 years old. So yeah, of course. I think the Z and Vince are about the same age. So yeah. So Chief Rocket, it's coming. I'm like I said, I'm not gonna run off on the plug twice. I ain't gonna do that. So yeah, yeah. You'll like I said, I'll give you enough time. Buckeye fan, I didn't forget about you either. And me and Compassionate still got to do the stream about the Powell memo. So we'll be circling around. Y'all already know how this goes. Um, yeah, right. So yeah, hey, say that, right? And y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And Mr. Shook to you says, and we're back. Mr. Shook to you says, money check, education check, running circles on Black men check. Now's your prize, right? And y'all gives. Okay, there we go. And yeah, yeah. Well, it's crazy you say that, Mr. Shaktir. Recall what FD Signifier said to T Noir when he spoke to her on her channel. And he really did say pretty much what you said here. The women, Black women, he was talking about, they have their career going, they have their home, they have their car, and the last thing to check off is the man. And how is he, as a Black man, supposed to tell them that this is patriarchy? And T Noir looked at him and said, "And how am I, as a queer woman, supposed to say that?" And they both looked at each other, and the look on their face was like, "Ish, I ain't gonna do it, huh?" Which goes right back around to what I said. Y'all have reached the market cap of pushing the men, namely Black men. You're going to have a real conversation with women that, in actuality, what they're asking for, outside of maybe the top 15% of men who playing around with their wives, you cannot have egalitarianism and hypergamy occupy the same space at the same time. The ladies are going to have to choose one, or the choice will be made for them, and they're probably not going to like it. Huh? Vincent, LOL. Using me for reference for your car age is crazy, big bro. But it is, though. The Z is a 91. 91 twin turbo, right? Toya, I hope it is what I think it is. And Toya says, got a bit of good news today, Nema. So I'm swell. I ain't even gonna say it, but I don't want to jinx it. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping we crossing our fingers for better you also. So we ain't forget about y'all. We ain't forget about y'all. Right. This black thing in America is tough. It's tough, man. It's tough, right? Yeah. So yeah. I remember some of the stories y'all tell. I just don't be putting it on blast. Things that Dr. Thunder have said, Dr. Tieson Johnson, BGS, everyone, you Toya, everyone. Like I remember. I just don't say it, right? I'm like, okay, remember that. Keep them in your prayers, or remember this, and remember they overcame this, et cetera, and like, you put it in the back of your mind, and you just keep on living. But I don't. I'm not gonna say I remember everything, but yeah, I remember enough, right? So yeah. A split Jim, thank you for the super chat. He said tricking fund, hysterical. For those of you that didn't catch it, um, so the reason why y'all see if it is it even up there? Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Let's see if it's up there still, because I haven't even checked it. Let me see. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it's still. We're back. We're back. Right, and thank you for that chaos. Thank you for that. And he says, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And I got kicked out of my own stream, y'all. I got kicked out of my own stream, but we're back. We're back. Um, and yeah, so the reason why y'all see the suggestion, or not a suggestion, the arrow, I guess, mark thing, whatever, is because YouTube. So YouTube suggested this, right? And I don't even. Better yet, let me not say think. I don't even feel like it was a suggestion more than a like borderline demand, which is like YouTube told me to go shake a thigh or something and get them their damn money. So I posted this chat, give or take 45 minutes before I started streaming, and I would, you know, periodically add more links. So I added the original link from Breakfast Club, then I added the 3 songs y'all see up there. I added the link from Professor Scott or Dr. Scott Galloway, um, and I added the link from Dr. Richard Reeves. And that whole time, I never saw anything. I kept on going on my YouTube channel, never saw anything. And give or take about 5-ish or so minutes before I started streaming, YouTube suggested that I do this whole thing, and I was like, I guess. But when you really see it, it really gives off like, look, bruh, you ain't making enough money for us. Who's us? Right? So yeah. And just Geo says it's only 8 p. I might go live. Okay, I'll end out early enough. I'll end out early enough to move out your way. Right? Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Right? Talking about and a split gym tricking fund. So by the way, this is why I'm guessing that a split gym said tricking fund. So yeah, right. And a split gym says, and I'll read this one now. So once again, thank you for this super chat. And a split gym says, and once again, thank you for the super chat. He says, I hear women saying, if I'm going 50-50, why should he be the leader still? He shouldn't be, right? He shouldn't be. You should do whatever you want, however you want, and file for divorce in 5 years like the average black woman does. Goddamn, Z. You should pretend like you're stoic after divorce and struggle and crying yourself to sleep at night while you pretend like you don't. You shouldn't have him as the leader. You should argue with him every step of the way. Huh? Thank you, Revelot. I've heard them say it, and Revelot says they say you roommates. Fine, y'all are roommates. You should argue with him every step of the way. You should debate him. You should be insufferable, right? You should be argumentative. You should do whatever you want. You should tell him, you don't pay my bills. You don't pay all the bills. You're right. But the numbers already say the women like you aren't getting married. So there you go. Huh? A split gym. Once again, he said, I hear women saying, if I'm going 50-50, why should he be the leader still? He shouldn't be. You should do what the standard black woman does. File for divorce in 5 years. Huh? Chaos said more like 2 years, Z. Okay, I will. And Lion says, hey Z, I sent you an email. I also left a comment under that video. Take a look when you can. I will. Okay. Huh? If this is where women are going, namely black women, so be it. Huh? And if something ever goes bump in the night, I'll be sending you downstairs to go check it. Oops. Or I'll demand that you come downstairs with me, leading. Uh-oh. And if we're walking down the street and a dog goes chasing us, I'll trip you. Let him have a chunk out of your leg. God damn, that's like the loudest siren ever. That's an annoying ass siren. Right? Oh boy. Dear ladies, you don't have to be led by any man. This is a partnership, right? And I guess it's a partnership when something goes awry. I guess it's a partnership if y'all are ever assaulted or someone is harassing y'all. I guess it's a partnership then too. Huh? I guess it's a partnership if something go bump in the night. Huh? It's a partnership for all of that, right? Y'all gonna go out like Mr. and Mrs. Smith for all of us that remember that movie. Huh? Oh, I didn't even know about that. And Ghostomatic says, side note, y'all heard the Wisconsin how am I gonna say that? Arms toter was a 17-year-old extreme womanist. Okay. I'm gonna look into that. Y'all giving Z a lot of homework. I'm gonna look into that. Right. And once again, what I am awful said earlier, um, there was a Black Love event in LA last week. Um, Brother, when I first read you say LA, I don't know why I heard Dallas or Houston. I don't mind Z. You said LA. I read it correctly the first time, but for some reason I read LA and I thought Dallas or Houston. Don't ask. I don't know. Um, but I'm Waffles once again says there was a Black Love event in LA last week. 158 black women showed up and 8 black men. The event planners are postponing all future mixers on IG. And I remember reading that, but I wanted to read it again because goddamn, just like Rael said earlier, damn, right? Jeez. And Joe says, tell him, Mr. Z, bro. I'm trying to tell him. I keep on coming right back to the topic because that's what it is. Once again, Mr. Z over here saying once again, why should men get married when women divorce easily? Right? That was the question, everyone. And Mr. Donnie Mac said, per Pew Research, 40% of black wives have primary breadwinner husbands, 34% are in egalitarian marriages, and 26% are primary breadwinners themselves. So pretty much a quarter are primary breadwinners, right? 34% are egalitarian. And remember, egalitarian doesn't actually fully mean 50-50. It's still what, about a 10% play rate? Because I think they say primary breadwinner if he's paying what 60% or plus, something like that, or is it like 70% plus or something, right? So that 34% of egalitarian, eh, It could be, once again, 50-50, all the way up to about 59-41, which, once again, I mean, who's counting, but still, right? Yeah. And Mr. Shiktayu says, more homework, excuse me. Watch the ministries, um, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, starring Samuel Jackson. Okay, y'all give me a lot. 80-20. That's when it's considered, anything less than that is considered egalitarian. Okay. Pasparoji says, what's the prize? Child support and divorce. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Anything within 64 is considered egalitarian. Okay, okay. Right, Dr. Dunbar? And Dr. Dunbar says, give me a second, y'all, because this is not highlighting, so I don't know if I'm freezing or whatnot, or yeah, borging. And Dr. Dunbar says, damn, Mr. Donnie Mac got stats like a Media Man, right? Exactly. Exactly. So I'm guessing I'm borging a little bit. I'm about to end out a little bit before Mr. Z's phone explodes. But and Joe says, tell him once again. Joe says, tell him Z, I'm trying. Right. We went way longer than Mr. Z was trying to go. And thank you for the super chat, Joe's. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says, and once again, thank you for the super chat. Black women tell black men how they feel about black men by how black women treat their sons. There, I effing said it. Say that. No, say that. And you said everything that needed to be said there. Their sons, their brothers, their nephews. We're not even talking about their quote unquote husbands, boyfriends, baby daddies. Huh? As Kevin said, rest in peace. The low boiling, low level contempt that black women have for black men. As Mr. Z says, because black men and white men, but they're too cowardly to say anything to white men, black men did not make them upper middle class and above white women. Right? That's my add on to Kevin Samuels' quote. Good point. And Lion says, I would say before they have a son, watch how they talk about their father. I agree. Talk about and talk to, I'll say, to their father. Right? Man. Right? Yeah, no, I agree with this, KMS. Black women, black women tell black men how they feel about black men by how black women treat their sons. There, I effing said it. Yeah, hey, I I kept saying, shout out to Compassionate for parsing through my words and getting to what I'm really saying. You can't just plug us in. I I'm speaking as if it's not just us in the Black Manosphere that are listening. I'm speaking as if there are not just, Dr. Thunder. Shout out to Dr. Thunder, Dr. Dunbar. Shout out to Dr. Dunbar for being in chat. Um, I'm speaking as if some technocrat might be listening. I don't think so, but you never know. I'm speaking as if some academic that has the ears of somebody important, if that person is not important themselves, is listening. Y'all can't just plug us in, number one. Number two, as I said before, we have reached the market cap of how much we're going to push the boys and the men to accept your mean, snarky, rude, condescending, materialistic, consumerist, hypergamy, or nothing ass daughters. Y'all have pushed the men writ large in America, namely the black men, as far as they're going to go. And if you doubt me, well, watch what happens over the next 20 years. I don't even think it's going to take that long for y'all to get the message. Y'all already got the message. But yeah, watch what's gonna happen over the next couple decades. Right? I'm not just talking to be talking. I would argue most of the Black manosphere is not just talking to be talking. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. And a split Jim says, I hear, oh yeah, I hear women saying, if I'm going 50-50, why should he be a leader still? Yeah, I covered that. Once again, thank you for that super chat, a split Jim. Thank you for that. Yep. So I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer, y'all. Mr. Z was supposed to end out like an hour ago, but Mr. Z. It's Mr. Z being Mr. Z. So y'all check out the links if y'all didn't. It says everything that needs to be said, particularly the Breakfast Club. I was disappointed. I was saddened. I was a bit enraged watching a conversation that was supposed to be about, once again, why should men get married when women leave so easily? Say it again, Z. Why should men get married when women leave so easily? That was the topic. It easily became a conversation about black men or men in general, but black men, let's be honest, and their infidelity, their supposed infidelity. It easily became the women not needing to be around because women make their own money, and when men cheat, now women make their own money, so they don't have to be there. The conversation quickly became about everything. Once again, what's wrong with Jermaine? It's always Jermaine's fault. Frightening. Excuse me. Frightening. Huh. Oh, Passport OG, you have a Discord, and Passport OG says Discord. I don't want to charge anyone for access, right? Yeah. That's another thing, Passport OG. I don't know if your YouTube studios did that to you also. YouTube studios suggested I borderline Patreon some stuff, and I don't know. I don't right? Like, if I don't know about Passport OG, but it feels icky. Like, as I said before, I do the like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Y'all look out for Z. Thank you very much. I'm always grateful. But it feels icky, like, because I want you to understand. Passport OG could attest. I know Dr. Thunder's in there. He could attest. Dr. Dunbar. Like, YouTube be pushing us to get money out of y'all. YouTube really be telling us to shake a thigh. Make me my money. It's me that's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good where I am. I'm good where I am. If I was an academic, if I was Dr. Thunder or even Passport OG, because he's in Japan, maybe he teaches courses and speaking Japanese. If I was somebody like that, then yeah, maybe a Patreon, maybe even BGS, because he comes in from a different angle, the geopolitics and stuff like that, and economic talk, yeah, stuff like that. But nah, not me. Would I ever start a Patreon? Possibly, but I don't know what it'll be about. Maybe we do car talk, but yeah, yeah, maybe even better but yeah, yeah, not Z. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm Waffle says YouTube gorilla pimping for real though, right? Oh man, it really is. It really is. Shout out to Project Pat, right? Really gorilla pimping, right? So yeah, on that note, y'all, we will truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. I think Chaos is supposed to be streaming soon. I think Geo said he's supposed to be streaming. So yeah, y'all check them out. Yeah, and we'll end out right here. Like I said, y'all check out the links. I'm also obviously gonna add the news clip link that I referenced, because we have already seen it already, but Mr. Z is gonna add it just in case for anybody that's new to the Black Manosphere who has never seen it before. So that part, and yeah, so we'll pause right here, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night, and Mr. Z out. Exactly. And Passport OG says, I don't enjoy the idea of restricting. I only do it because YouTube copyrights. See? So yeah, on that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all night, and Mr. Z out. All right, everyone.